Hello everyone, TechStack here. Probably going to be a little bit more of a quiet stream tonight. Going to maybe even get a Discord, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, out of Discord so that I can focus completely on coding tonight. Don't normally do this, but I think I want to focus on some of the harder problems or some of the problems that aren't really needed for release, but I just feel like working on, which sounds silly. Partially because I think they add a lot to the game. And this is probably going to be a high probability that it will break things. So when I look at the release candidate, we've got two tasks. The wiki, which is already there somewhat and just needs rounded out. And taking our configs and just plugging them into the mod so that becomes default for the mod. That's our issues. There's no more issues. That's what's needed for release. So release could happen pretty much at any time. And then if I look at post-release items, this is where the interesting stuff kind of lies right now. Oh my gosh, Andrew, you have no idea. I've had problems with my microphone for about a week now. At first I thought I was sick, or other people thought I was sick, but it's still going on. I don't know. Do I sound like I'm sucking down sulfur hexafluoride still? Yep. Or other people. I don't get it. I have no idea why. It is what it is. So this one is a minor annoyance. I'm gonna put it to the bottom. This is nice to have. Rally point should spawn a flag at the point. I don't have a good grasp on how to do it. Sapper's going to pick a long-term mini-maps. Very interesting to me. Indicate selected group of targets or entities targeted location. That's pretty interesting to me. Unfortunately, it would be a very laggy thing to do. The way I have in mind. So I could draw from the entity a line that makes it go to the spot that you clicked on. But if there's 200 entities in the world, that's 200 of them. Second guess you were sick. It sounded like you became chat. Yeah. Well, in person, my wife doesn't think I sound that much different, so it must be my mic somehow. Maybe I just need to restart my computer. I haven't restarted it in forever. So doing this for 500 troops would be laggy because it's going to draw 500 lines, and I don't want to do that. It kind of needs to be something where it groups together when there's all have the same destination or something. I don't know. So I need to think more on this, how to accomplish this one. Siege weapons, that's going to come later. Population cap, we've got the first phase in. The other two phases are definitely going to be later. Marketplace, meh. It's needed, but not yet. Don't have a building for it. Tribal theming is not me. And siege workshop structure, we have one, but we need a better one later on. Okay, so to me, that means mini-maps. This is what I thought. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing else in there. Actually, let's take a look here. What doesn't have a milestone at all? So, issues with no milestones. Repair button. You know what? I'm going to close that. I don't think that's going to be a thing. I thought I'd stop in for a bit and say hi. I'm actually in the middle of homework. Oh, okay. No worries, man. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck on the homework. You probably don't want to listen to my crazy voice right now anyway. I don't blame you. It sounds awful. Not seeing a need for repairing. It's not that bad. Okay, you say so. We're just gonna close that. Gazer can yell at me later. Now we're down to how many total issues? Let's see. 14 open issues, cool. So on our milestone, post-release items, minimap, let's work on this minimap. May not get it finished tonight, but hey, we're gonna get a good start on it. We also might break everything. So, Andrew, this is what I was talking about. I'm gonna create a new branch because I'm probably gonna break everything. I'm gonna call it break everything minimap. Need that branch. My other branch is there if I need to switch back to it, but now I'm working off another set of code. Yes, get. Okay, the container, that's what I was looking for. So we're gonna need a new container provider and a new container and a new screen. So let's do that. Or do we do it as an overlay? Gosh, do we do it as an overlay? We have so much going on in the overlay already. Pitch it up, see if it fixes it. Go the other way. Yeah, I suppose. I don't hear it, so it doesn't bother me, right? Like, I don't notice it. I just don't get what setting it is that's wrong. So like in Windows 10, there's really no mic settings for that type of stuff, like there was in old versions. You just don't get options. Anyway. Yeah, like, so you go to sound settings. Maybe the mixer, but that's only for output. And then, oops, go to sound settings. There's just nothing in here. That's output. So device properties, additional device properties. And this is my microphone settings, right? So it's recognized as a Rode Podcaster, which is what it is. That's from last year. Levels 100% and automatic. There's nothing else I can change. Here, I can change the quality that way. Ah, it did. Oh, okay, it's back. Let me check in OBS. Maybe I changed something in OBS. Didn't realize it. Nope. Nothing there. Did I add a filter? There is a gain filter, noise gate, and noise suppression, but those are all fine. There's nothing about pitch. Advanced audio properties. It's actually fixed? No way. No way. Low. Advanced audio properties. Yeah. It's actually fixed? No way. No way. Cool, I didn't do anything other than just going to the settings and hit apply, I guess. I don't know. Thank you, Andrew. Neither one of us know how we did it, but thank you. Changing the sample rate did it? Really? So if I change it back, does it do it again then? I mean, does it do it again then? Kind of get why it would do it, but I kind of don't get it too. Manage sound device. Nope. Device properties. I mean, additional device properties. Kind of get why it would do it, but I kind of don't get it too. Manage sound device. Nope. Look at all the other options here. That's speakers. Kind of get why it would do it, but I kind of don't get it too. So I've got my sound on, so I can hear it too. Look at all the other options. I hear an echo. So I've got my sound on, so I can hear it too. Look at all the other options. I hear an echo. Test after changing it back. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. I've got my sound on, so I can hear it too. Look at all the other options. I hear an echo. Test after changing it back. Oh my gosh, it is that. Blah blah blah. Test after changing it back. Oh my gosh, it is that. Blah blah blah. That's so awful.
Is it good now?
Oh my gosh, it is that.
That's so awful. Okay, that's cool. Now I know how to make myself sound like Morgan Freeman or whatever. I don't know. Let's just try and put it on the overlay and see what happens. So let's call this as its own method, render mini map. And public void render mini map. I guess we'll pass the team to it. Yeah, that's enough. I don't even know if I want to pass the team to it, to be honest. But we will. I'm trying to make a minimap. I'm not quite sure who you're talking to, though, Andrew. So in order to draw this, I kind of need a array of colors to render. So like a texture, if you will, that I can draw to and then draw the whole thing to the screen. Or something like that. Now, what I don't know about how to do is what scale it should be at. And maybe we leave it up to the player to determine the scale. I don't know. Maybe we can leave that as an option. So like the client can change its scale. How? Let's focus on getting one dot to draw on the screen first, and then we'll figure out how to expand that out to... there probably is a texture class, but I don't know if I can write directly to it. Minecraft texture, so T and T dot. Yeah, I can just bind the texture. That's when you draw the texture to the screen, but I can't manipulate it. There's a different structure that the actual vanilla maps use. And maybe we need to do something like that. So client, oh, not client, that's client. Render. So here's the item renderer. Let's see if there's anything about map. No. Culling, chunk, model, texture. There's also the rendering of an item frame. But those are entities, I think, in the world. So maybe we need to look under entities. Or model. Yeah, what I try to do is create some sort of bitmap data and draw your entire array of colors to get your bitmap, minimap, yeah. The texture is a bitmap. Right, but the textures in Minecraft are different. They do their own things because they have an atlas that they're pulling from. So you can't just call the normal bind texture and then render. At least my understanding of that. Entity. Hey Reaper. Item frames. And see, it's actually using a map from Minecraft. That's not really any help. A textured quad would be perfect for this. What's the texture that goes on it though? So there's the vertices of the quad. Position texture vertex. So it's drawing it. Player timer for Africa. Forgot to plant food and I'm out of food for the winter. This means 4 months of no food. Ouch. 4 months of death. Yeah, I'm trying to look for the map item actually, and I can't find it yet. It's probably just hiding somewhere else. So I'm looking on the client code. So let's look on just the item itself. Map item. So items. One of these is going to be a map. A field map. A field map item. You're eating seaweed, man? Here's the map data. So this map data structure, where is this at? Declaration. So it's got an array of colors. And that's in the right, or the read. And down at the very bottom. Somewhere in here we're pulling it out. Okay. Sending a packet to the server, client, one of the two. Probably the client, so that it can render it. So where's that used? Read packet data, write packet data, process packet, handle maps. And it's a generic thing. Set map data to. Okay, so this is putting all the map information on the client side. All the icons and then the colors. Playing this game for 50 hours, I finally was able to make a lantern. I use using snakes as fuel. Torch to burn after 3 Minecraft days. Wow. It's rough. So I know how to store this, but I want to see how this is used. Like how it's rendered afterwards. And target decorator. Oh, Saki. That makes more sense, man. Like, we don't even need to persist it, so our version's going to be easier. Just not seeing it, or it's used here. Let's do this, a call hierarchy on the color data. See where it's getting pulled out from. Okay, so we're copying array. No, that's probably not it. Render biome preview map. Yeah, Unity stuff's multiplayer stuff's gonna be a challenge for you, I think. It really changes things up. If you do some of the old school stuff that they still got in there, that's kind of like their default stuff, you have to add components to every single game object you want synced, and it's not good multiplayer code at all. It doesn't sync very well when I was testing with it. Okay, it's called an update map texture. That might be the key here. So this goes to a variable called L after being ANDed with 255 for a specific... Yeah, there you go. I wouldn't wait on it though, but if it's out when you're ready to go multiplayer, they might take their time doing that. Okay, map texture. Now what's that? A dynamic texture. Haha, that's what we want to use probably. Getting the texture data, and they're actually setting a pixel RGB color. There we go. So what is this dynamic texture for? Extends texture, implements auto closable. We can get its height and a width. Really not much to it. Dang it, where was it? It's this one. Where this setting... Oh, getting texture data sets it. Okay. It's the native image on it. Right? Yeah. What's this native image? It is from Minecraft as well. I guess the intent of the class is because the texture data of a map can update dynamically as the name shows. Right, and a texture in Minecraft is something physically on disk as well, right? So it's not a static texture like that. Or normal textures don't check dynamically. Right. So you can take advantage of caching and things like that with a normal texture. I'm wondering if I only need the native image though. Let me see how they actually render that after they've updated it. So this map texture is going to be called over this class, because this is the map item render itself. Updates the dynamic texture. Okay, what's that do? It binds the texture and uploads this texture sub. What the heck is a texture sub? It's blitting it, I bet, to the screen, to the texture itself. Texture sub image 2D. Okay, so it's calling the GL functions. Okay. So does that mean in render then we bind the location of this dot location, which is what? A resource location. Load save data. Okay, so it's related to the save name. Which would make sense in this instance, because if it's the overworld or something like that, you want it to be related to the save of the world you're in, not a different world or dimension or whatever. And then to get dynamic texture location, takes texture as well. And that's passed to load texture, which takes the iTexture object. It just loads it in, okay. I still don't know that this is what we want to do though. I don't want to have to bind the texture to something that's on disk. If it truly writes it to disk, and I don't know that it does or doesn't, then it's just a waste. It could just be a memory location though, with this path. Let me think this through for a minute. Where else am I drawing things on the screen that are not from a texture? I don't think that there is. It's there. I'm rendering an actual texture and binding the texture first. Right. Where's my find window? Oh, it's all over another screen. Blit. So here we're doing a blit, but we're binding a texture first. Yeah, okay. Texture it is! So we need a dynamic texture, which I guess is gonna have to be as part of this class. Maybe. Private final map texture. What's it give me there? Oh, the ocean is freezing for no fufu. Go ice fishing, man. New. New dynamic texture of that size, I guess. Let's stick with 64 for the moment. Maybe that'll cause us problems, maybe it won't. I don't know. What the heck? Okay. And where they're rendering this is going to be weird. It's going to be this dot location, which is a resource location, which is not what we want, but we're using the dynamic texture name. I guess we need the location, so that. And I'm on another branch, right? Okay, let's be more open to just breaking this, I guess. Now this part we can't do, and it's not within our mod scope right now, so RTS maybe? And oh, we need a team to do this, right? Probably. Crap. Exactly. I literally called to break everything. So why not? A, B, C. Why are you airing off? Was it only 2 parameters? Oh, okay, they can concatenate together. So why did it give us an error when I had 2 only? It's not visible. Oh. Because the texture manager. Okay, so texture manager is what? Not going to be available to us as something we can use. That's what. It's not static. Thanks, man. Have a good night. Let's see, so we do a bind texture all over the place here. And where is that from? From a different texture manager. There we go. Haha! Problem solved. Okay, so now we've got a valid location. And that location is a resource location. And that resource location should be, in theory, pointing to the map data for what we're after. So now, if we just said render, bind this location like this in our minimap call, wherever the heck we put that, and we want to do texture manager again, Minecraft texture manager, this stuff. Cave and ice fish. I don't have fishing poles, so it's dangerous to make one. And it's dangerous to make one. Well, what you gonna do? Play it easy, play it nice, or die and starve to death? Die trying to make a fishing pole and trying to live, or die doing nothing? Can you go hunting? Kill like a rabbit or whatever's available? Something non-deadly to you? A whale in the ocean and killing that sucker for food. This mod pack, when you kill a cow, it gives you a lot of food. Wow. $100,000 hit points. Game over. Once you find like a polar bear or something next that eats you. Animals are kind of rare. Yeah, but just because it's harder to get food then. Okay, so we're going to render this at the center of the screen, and it's going to be 64 by 64, and I don't remember what the rest of this is. Oh no, I know what we need. We need 0, 0. That's top left of the image or the texture, and then 64, 64, and I don't remember why there's extra ones. Cool. And yeah, that won't work at all. So at 100, 100. So let's take a look at Blit. We've got a whole bunch of numbers that mean nothing. Rip. Okay, let's look to see where we're drawing with Blitz somewhere else to see what the parameters should be. Blit. 0, 0, 0, 0, width and height. It's a different blit though. That was one from this. Yeah, which we don't have anymore. Right? There's not a blit on the parent class, is there? On the screen? There is not. Focusable GUI? Nope. Abstract GUI? There is. Int. This goes to blit, which goes to inner blit, which goes to another inner blit. Okay, so that's an X position. That's a Y position, maybe? Yeah, these variables, if we go back through that call stack, are not going to be in the same order, are they? Nope. Okay. Well, I'm 90% sure it is something like X, Y of where we want to draw it. Whatever the heck this thing is. X and Y where we want to draw it. The X and Y coordinates of the screen are the texture. And I don't know about this. I think it's the size we're drawing it on the screen maybe. So let's just put 64 again. There. Let's run it, see what we get. Now it's not going to have any data in this map. So it's going to be weird, but that's okay. And it crashes, cool. Blaze 3D, Minecraft, Project Red Dog, render, line 75. Really, trying to create a dynamic texture fails? No context. No context is current, or a function that is not available in the current context was called. The JVM will abort execution. Cool, and that's calling the native code outside of Minecraft that did that. So no tracing that stuff. Perhaps it needs to be 128 after all. Let's try it. I don't know if that's going to fix the issue, but we're trying it. So I would think 64 would be a valid option if 128 is. Both powers of 2. Did that just air off again? Wasn't paying attention. Okay, did air off. From setup, actually. Okay then. I mean, we can move these lines outside of this method and see if it's just when we're calling it, but I really doubt it. So, we'll say in here, if map texture data is null, then do that. And this needs to be removed from final as well. Kind of surprised that my setup class, the proxy, is calling something with the render overlay. It was on this. Which we look at the client proxy. Oh, right there. We're rendering the overlay. Okay. That's really needed so that we register the thing. Single player. Prepare for crash. Crash and bound. As soon as the game's loaded up its world. And crash about now-ish. That's what I was afraid of. Probably the same error message. Render overlay 95. Yeah. Actually, it's not this one that's giving the error, it's this one. Character namespace of location dynamic TSRTS map 1. Let's just call it plus TSRTS like that. Try it again, but I'm pretty sure this is not going to work for us. Which means I might have to just draw the screen in its own method. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Be much less efficient. Still aired off. Okay. Character in the location, yeah. What I don't get is what character it's airing off. Oh, it's because it's capital. TSRTS. Derp to derp. No crashy crash. Okay, we're partway there, guys. It didn't blow up in my face. No siege workshop top. Looking for invalid research topic key. What? The heck research are we looking for here? Huh? I really gotta log that key out. There, tried to get research for key trebuchet. What? Do I still have the trebuchet button? Is that it? That could be it. Where the heck's it looking for a trebuchet? That makes no sense. Okay, well, we'll deal with that later. So those areas are all fine. Amazing. So now how do we render to this texture? Because we're splitting it to the screen properly, allegedly, supposedly. Let's make it 128. About 128. 128. There's just nothing in it. And our frame rate's fine, because it's one big call. But we need to do something like... Yay, it did crash. You wanted to crash? Thanks a lot, Reaper. Map. Hide render instance. So in here, we're setting the pixels for this in the array based on that junk. So didn't crash. Yes, there we go. So let's create another one. Public void update map texture. I'm gonna put this type of thing in here. We get rid of the map data. We're gonna set the color based on what we think the color should be. Hey Zach, I'm trying to get a mini-map going. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. This is an experimental thing, and we're just trying. So it's not that I want to draw the green grass and all that. It's instead I want to draw where our buildings are in the world, right? And to do that, we need to look through our map structure data for each of the coordinates for each block, essentially, in the world. Within 128 or 64 radius of the player. In this case. So the K is just the positional in it. So that's our X and our Y coordinate. And that's the color position. So I did the wrong one. So this is not what we want. And this materials get map color. I'm not getting this colors. Really. Well, it's all 16 colors used for the map. Very similar of a palette system. Okay, okay. So grass would be this color. But there's more than 16, that's what I don't get. There's 64. This comment is wrong. There's 64 colors now, sir. But how does it know which color to use? Oh, it's from the map data structure. Gotcha. So the map data colors holds the color index within the thing. So how is that populated? F3. That's when we're reading it off of disk from MBT data. That's when we're writing it. This is when we're copying it from another map. Nothing about setting the colors up originally, though. There's 16,384, 16,384 divided by 128 is 128, so that's the map index size. Where is it set though? So we get a new map data that gives us map. Calculate map center. Copy map, update visible players. Add targets, decorations, get map packet, update map data. That's not it. Try to add a banner, remove stale banners, and then the map info. Decoration frame. Okay, let's do this. Get that dot grass dot get map color. Don't get what this index is about. Unless it's like a shading value, because there's all the different shaded values, so let's just do 3. We'll make that be L. Let's see what we get. Bobo. Now, in theory, it should just be a solid green block, right? If it was working perfect, but we're trying. We'll get there. Single player. Red ready. You got the whale? For real? Did you just punch it 10,000 times? Or 100,000 times? Jeez. How much food did it drop too? Because good grief. Okay, didn't like something. Okay, that call. Why? Index ray out of bounds. Okay. Right, because we're calling the color. You can't eat it because it's from a different mom. Oh, man, after all that. I'm sorry. I took it to the shore and wake it as... Okay, that did not come through right, Reaper. So I aired off because that was too high of a value, because we're doing those math functions on afterwards. So I bet you use so many weapons, man. 100,000 health. It's like you tried to kill it with a paper cutter. You just gave a piece of paper out and just gave him 1,000 paper cuts. And now you probably wasted all your stamina and hunger on killing it. Just stand still in the corner for 3 months or whatever you said it was left of the winter. That way, things can start growing and you don't waste as much food. There are also fish in the ocean that can get, like real fish, but each one drops 2 ounces. Hey, it's better than nothing though. I imagine with that game, or that mod, like you can't eat just meat all the time. So it's probably gonna eventually kill you. Okay, we don't have a map. Cool. No idea why. Yeah, it could be just about anything. So let's try drawing this at 100, 100. No. Let's try this at 0, 0. No. Let's do dual screen. Oops. 28, 128. That's a no. I'm going try going hunting a while ago, but a single spider almost killed me. It has a mod that gives mods potion effects. Oh dang. I'm not seeing a single thing on this screen. It looks like it's doing this stuff. Let's verify we are even calling this code. Yeah, we are. Hey, Spooter. Okay, so that's not it. Yeah, I finally figured out it was. It's my microphone settings, after all. Oh, that could be it. Maybe I'm not setting this. Update dynamic texture. There we go. Third. Might crash, but hey, maybe it'll work. Or not. So I think we said this should be 0, 0. This should be 100. 100. This should be 128. 128. Oh! Yeah, Fire, I was just, I don't know. I was very focused, and when I first started this, I was not feeling like talking at all. Just was very run down. I can get in Discord now, though. I'm feeling much better. Hey, Fire.
Hello.
I have a green square, Fire.
You have a green square?
Mm-hmm. It's rendering them.
Is that green square eventually going to be like a mini map?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
At least that's the idea. See how well it works out.
Yeah, right. Hey, just remember what I said, okay?
Baby steps.
That's right. Every failure leads to a finish.
Now I just need to figure out what to put on the minimap. That's the next step, because
I'm gonna go on a limb and say the map.
yeah, but like, what about the map should I put on the minimap? That's what I mean.
I know what you mean. Should it be a zoomed in map?
No.
General area, or are you gonna?
I don't even have what the blocks are from the world from this right now. Like, I need to. It's going to be very generic in nature, at least initially. So, right now, when you place down like a town hall, my mod saves that this town hall is at this spot, right? So we don't have to look at the actual world to try and figure out where town halls are. I have that saved, and I could put a blurb on there that's like town hall, right? That indicates it's a town hall, but how? I just figured out how to draw on the screen, okay? And that sounds stupid, but like, I just figured out how to do it in a way that is efficient. Because with this green blob on my screen, I still get 200 FPS, 250 FPS.
Oh.
If I had to draw every little pixel that makes up that big green blob, then that'd be a completely different thing.
Right.
And where do I stick this green blob? Because the screen's kind of getting full.
Yeah. Maybe make it so you could make it a button press to turn it on and off if you want.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And as for position, probably in the lower right-hand corner would be the least cluttered area.
But that's where your research goes. Yeah,
Maybe right above where the research bar sits.
I guess.
I mean, I'm just throwing stuff
No,
out here.
you're
If
right,
it
you're
sticks,
right.
it sticks. I mean,
It's stick, it's spaghetti.
not cook it a little longer.
Okay, let me try something here. I want to see if I can get a different shade of green, because I don't like that color. Make sure I understand. Yeah, that's what it is doing.
And as far as showing other teams' bases, are you going to make it so that it automatically just shows it, or are you going to make it like a fog of war thing where they have to have line of sight?
So not that far along yet, but what
Well, I know you're not that far. I'm just seeing where you're trying to go with it, you know?
what I'm thinking is that thing will be centered off of your position in the world always. And so if you're not close enough to see it, you're not going to notice it anyway.
Right.
Oh gosh, Reaper. It's the mass exodus of food out of your area, man. Reaper's playing, I think it's Terra Firma Craft or Terraria. I think it was Terra Firma Craft, but I think he said Terraria earlier. And it's ocean, or it's winter, he has no food source, and he's been struggling for food. Terra Firma Craft, what he's done. He killed a whale, but the whale's from a different mod, and it won't let him eat it, because he can't eat food from another mod. Because the whale was the only thing there was. It had 100,000 health, and he beat it to death.
I'm guessing you're just realizing this now, Reaper, but there's actually seasons in that game. And it takes a million years to grow anything. In fact, you might want to just jump into creative, give yourself some food to start with, and then go from there.
Plant
Let me put it
plants
this way.
summer. Yeah.
Any version of Terra Firma Craft that I have ever played, I have always started myself with food because it is so hard to get any kind of food in that game. Like, especially dairy products. Do not expect to see dairy products for quite some time. Because, yeah, you have to breed the cows, and in order to do that, you have to make them like you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm just saying, man, you might want to quit your job now because you're not going to see it much.
Block player position. So I need our position to be passed into this. So Minecraft.getInstance.player.position. There we go.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot more than 2.
Let's see. So if we're going to base it off the player's position. Go ahead, Fire.
Just to put it in perspective, my friend. The last time I played Terra Firma Craft, I ran through the beginning of it, and it took me 3 or 4 hours just to get to the point where I could smelt my first bar.
Let's see. So what is this color?
On that note, be careful mining. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I love that game too. I mean, I absolutely love it. God bless some devs for making it that hard. Although honestly, you really shouldn't be playing it with any of the other mods.
We need to get the player's position, or cache the player's position, and when it changes, that's when we update this map.
Okay, so then the mod pack was probably built around Terra Firma Craft, because I know a lot of other mods will not. Like Terra Firma looks at it and it's like, yeah, nope. You have technology? Nope, go away. Like, even immersive engineering won't even come close to working with it. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, really, there's enough. Just with Terra Firmacraft alone, there's a lot to do in there. And then I know there's an expansion for it too that adds even more. So, like, I usually play those two together, and that's about it. Although I haven't played it since I have my new computer, so I mean, it was really my computer limiting it last time. Oh, I bet it is. Well, I mean, just all the iron that you need to get into that is going to be fun to get, because iron is not easy to get. Like, you have to find the right ore area to even think about start mining, and then you have to be very careful when you mine around that area. Like, my favorite way of doing it was open pit mining, because cave mining is absolutely insane. Like, you pick the wrong rock to hit and you're dead. Like, you'll literally just watch the whole cave crumble around you. Yep. Yep, I remember that one. The only thing I hated about both the clay and the napping part, where you have to break off the little bits of the stone and everything, is if you miss one little tiny pixel, you ruin an entire piece.
Just like real life when you're napping.
Yeah.
Do we need K? Where's K go? K's not used.
It goes right next to J.
Nah.
Right before L.
Nah.
So what was wrong with your speech?
Nothing. It was my microphone, after all. Apparently, it was in a different mode of recording, and it just made my voice pitch down. Like, I had a different sample rate.
Huh.
Changed the sample rate, and everything started working.
Well, at least you figured it out.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I kind of miss all the Barry White jokes.
Bah ha ha. Bah ha ha. Baha. Rotations. No, it's always going to be facing to the north or something stupid. I'm not dealing with rotations again.
Time to cheat.
Blue, ready, start. Yeah, we crashed. Cool. So that's a thing. Oh, yeah, that's why.
Did you forget to dot your I again?
Pretty much. Yeah. I know why it crashed, but I don't want to know why it crashed. It's going to be an array index out of bounds or something stupid. Yep, in the set. Pixel array. Yep, outside of bounds 128. Oh, crap. It's not the position of the structure. It's the structure position minus my coordinates. Or my coordinates minus the... So I need to know where it is in relation to me, not the world. And I'm passing where it is in relation to the world. So in order to figure out where it is in relation to me, I need to calculate an x value based on my position. So the delta from my position, or the difference to my position. So if it's bigger, I subtract my position. No. So if I'm at 500 and it's at 550, it needs to be 50 off of me, so I need to subtract my position. But if it's at 450 and I'm at 50, if I subtract my position off of it, it's just going to be 400, which is still wrong, because it needs to be less than 128, and it should actually be less than 50 in that situation. No, I'm going to be at 64. This is difficult.
Stupid math.
I know. Wait, I would be at 500 in the map. It's at 450. The difference is 50. If I add 64 to that, no. Man, the math. So it's behind me, or it's less than 50. So you add 64 to the negative 50. That sounds right. Okay, so int x equals bp.getx minus player position dot getx plus 64 to center me in the map. Do the same for z, not y. Can actually then do this up here and do checks whether or not it's 0 or 128. If x is greater than 0 and x is less than 128. Will be inclusive of that and exclusive of 128. That takes care of those. Then we can say if z is greater than or equal to 0 and z is less than 128. Get rid of that. Get rid of 4 of those. Move that into there. Let's try that. Yeah, so if this was 550 and this was 500, that would give us 50 plus 64, which would put it somewhere off to the right of the player if the player's in the center. Then if this was 450 and the player was 500 still, that would be a negative 50 plus 64, which would put it just a few pixels in from the left. Yup. But I think I understand how math works. We're about to find out. Well, it didn't crash. That's a plus. Oh, we're still setting it to the same color as everything else. Cool. That's why it didn't look any different to me. There it is. And it's moving away from me as I move away from it. Yay! There is a tiny little pixel right there. That's what I wanted to be able to do. Okay, now to expand on this a little bit.
C-Tech, baby steps.
Yeah, I know. Okay, it doesn't do what I thought it would do. This might crash it. Makes it bigger. $256, please. That makes the pixel on the screen bigger. You able to ram the whales with a boat reaper? Wow.
Yeah, sounds like he's doing wonderful in that mod pack.
Okay, so that's not about color. Now, if
wait till he realizes he has a balanced diet he's supposed to be keeping up with in that game.
Oh, I know. That's what I was trying to tell him earlier. If he eats too much meat, he's going to have a problem that way.
Oh yeah, let's see. He's been playing that game for probably most of the day, which means somewhere around now-ish, his body is starting to lose out on most of the other vitamins, which means he's starting to lose his max health.
Hey, Reaper. You're kind of screwed. Might as well just quit and start over and then get food planted before winter that you can store up. I'm assuming it doesn't last forever in the game too, right?
No, it's a seasonal thing. It'll change, but I mean...
No, I mean like if he plants food and harvest and it's all good, eventually it's going to go bad, that food, right? He can't just store it forever. Yeah. That's
yes. Yeah, it has a perish timer. Even worse than that, you can't leave crops in the ground because they will rot on the vine. Like, yeah, that game is brutal.
It's a Minecraft mod, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually saying it wrong. That mod is brutal. It's not a game.
Well, like when he first said it, I was thinking Terraria. That's why I was making sure I was thinking the right thing. So, Fiery, something you don't know about yet probably is there's area of influence. So, if you're outside of your area of influence now, you get a black outline for your builder, and you can't place there. You have to be within 64 blocks of your town hall and 32 blocks of any other structure that you've made on your team. So this means no more rushing behind someone's base and placing down a barracks, because you would have to build over to their area in order for that to work. Does that make any sense at all, what I was saying?
1 and 1 is 2.
So in the RTS mod, nobody's gonna just plop down a barracks behind your town hall anymore. They will have to build buildings all the way over, connecting their area of influence from their town hall to your town hall to be able to do that. So it'll be very hard for them to do that. You can actually see the buildings I'm placing being generated over here on this indicator. Very, very faint though. Let's see if we can get like a black color or something instead for a moment. Obsidian. That is not any better. There we go. So as I'm placing down these walls, the walls aren't connecting because it's based off of the center point of the wall itself, and the walls on the map don't have any size other than one block. So we would kind of need to know the size of that structure type, which we could probably do to support the map better. See, I don't know if that's coming through on the stream or not. Let me see. Yeah, there's a little bit of dots over here, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm almost wondering if this needs to be its own little menu that you can bring up instead of it being a live updated one. Uh-oh, Levi. What's it doing to you? No one has done something like this, just made a large mass of walls. They're like 3 thick. We've had people do it in a small area, but just like spam walls, right? Nobody's done that. It's probably for the better, but no one's done it. Parts won't move. What parts won't move? Like the machines won't move for you? You gotta ride around in them like you would be in a, like a boat, right? You right click on it, get in it. It has fuel and it'll be a little fuel icon over in the left, top left of your screen. You should be able to drive around. If you're in creative, you don't need fuel, it'll automatically fuel it. Now, if you mean the parts won't move, as in like the bucket of the machine going up and down, your jump key is your up, and your sprint key is your down for the buckets. If you're saying segments, so I'm wondering if you're talking about the, what's it called? The excavator. That's a number pad. 1 and 7, 2 and 8, 3 and 9. Not the one at the top of your keyboard. So it's the one off to the right side of your keyboard. And even then, if you get it to move, it doesn't break anything. It doesn't break blocks. Because that one's a work in progress. Well, the screaming chicken's posting the map. Making my map look like crap. Because it is. That is your base, the white is ice? You mean the whole map? I don't see your base on there. Maybe the center? This is Reaper's picture he sent us. Oh, home. Okay, I see it. Yeah. Have fun with that, man. Yeah, that green dot in Discord is really small. That's why I opened it up. So we need a size aspect to this as well. Yuck. So let's see, can we go from the type to the size? I don't know that we can, but we're gonna look. So in TSRTS, we got a map structure data. That map structure data has a type, which is a structure type, and it has no reference to anything. Okay, but let's see where the call hierarchy is in this. Yeah, the steel toe boots are for multiplayer. That way, if somebody runs you over, you don't die.
And it happens more frequently than you think.
Yes. If you're working together, you will get ran over, probably. Either on purpose or not. So we could do something like this, where we've got just a listing of all the attributes, or a switch of all the different types. Don't really care for it, though. Reaper, you can just die anyway in that game. Yeah, I can create a method to give us a size. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the best way of doing it. It's another place for me to maintain the code, that's what I don't like about it. Let's just do it, though. And that get size by structure type. It's going to take the structure type in, and it's going to be a returning a what? A vector 3? Probably a vec 3 is probably what it's called. Oops. Let's see. The builder items is going to have the same data type. Let's look at that. Vec 3i. Ooh, or do we do that? Let's do that. So we're going to return the vec 3i, but we're going to switch on the type like that, and we're going to tell it to implement all of the missing ones for us. Ta-da! And we're going to say return builder. Oh gosh, what's it called? Archery. Archery range builder item dot. The heck? It's not static though. That's what's wrong. Shoot. Okay, so mod items dot get archery range builder item dot get size. There we go. It gives us our static we need. Yep, terminate. Insight diamond. Emerald builder item. So Reaper, have you died from stubbing your toe yet? Oh, you're AFK? Have you died from stubbing your toe is what I asked. Pretty much die from anything in that, so. Oh, you're letting the sun come out? See? That's what I was saying. You just need to stand in the corner and conserve your food and your calories the best you can. Probably won't work, but maybe you'll survive. Does it give you a penalty for dying, Fire?
I can't remember. I know it's gonna be a while before he has a bed to have a spawn point.
Oh. It's one of those. Alright, so what are we gonna return if there's nothing? Let's return zeros. Return new vec 3i 0 0 0. Whoa, he's playing with a hard quest mode, and he can't die more than 5 times and get a quest to unlock stuff. Good luck, Reaper! Okay, so now back into our other piece of code that was the render overlay, if it ever gets back there. There it is. We can, in here, get the type. So msd.getType and call utilities dot that with this is the parameter like that, and that'll give us a vector 3. Let's call it v, and we'll say we've already got an x and a y z coordinate, so we need to do 4 x int x2 equals 0. As long as x2 is less than v dot get x. x2 plus plus. Okay. And then we'll do the same for z. And then we need an if statement around this. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Let's do this different. So we're gonna move this stuff outside of this if statement because we're gonna set. Oh, can't. Shoot. So we need a saved x kind of variable. x1. Equals x2 plus x. And int z1 equals z2 plus z. Okay. Let's try that. That should make the blocks on the map bigger. Okay, here's the test. Got to put down Town Hall first, because Town Hall starts everything now. Awesome, it's a great big block on the map. And then the wall is a smaller map that forms a continuous line, as it should. Awesome. Now the only other thing I think I need to do with this is set the team colors, right? So that minimap is currently showing brown for everything, but I'm on team blue. Those blocks should be blue. And all it does is show the basic layout of the structures. The other thing I might do is to show your area of influence on the map. So instead of being a green background, if it's in your area of influence, it might be, I don't know, yellowish or tin of color, right? And then everything else will be green. Or maybe we won't have the background, so it's less obtrusive and it'll just be where the structures are alone. I don't know. I'm not even sold on the map because it kind of looks a little bit ugly. But it's something that could work. You can't even get seaweed because you dropped your knife in the ocean? Uh-oh. Reaper, you're not helping yourself here by doing all these things. He was living on seaweed because it was the only thing he could find. Now he dropped his knife. Oopsie. Oh, and the other thing that changed today that I didn't tell anybody, if I were to go away from these things a bit, say over here-ish, get close enough that we can see them. We're in an influence, but far enough away that things won't attack. Okay, maybe here. So if I summon a TSRTS minion and try to put a wall over his head. What? It did it! Ah. See, I can't put it there. It must be because he was right on the edge. And he was able to get out. Dang it. Stop it. Summon it again. I'm gonna try and put a wall on him. Yeah, I can't place the wall there because he's inside the structure. So it's the Reaper defense. So Reaper can't like suffocate your troops by just plopping down a wall on top of them. Or any structure. Let's make sure this disappears off the minimap.
Good.
I know.
That is such a cheap way of winning.
I mean, this week, other than today, the minimap stuff has been about stopping the trolley ways of winning. The non-legitimate play ways, let's put it that way.
Right. If I lost to somebody, you know, who just outplayed me, that's one thing.
Yep.
You know, I don't care.
What's up, blue guy? My blazer. I assume you mean the truck. Like the semi. Let's get some different buildings out and see what they look like on this thing. Research Center, Lumberyard. Oh, the laser miner? Yeah, that is cool. It kind of looked like a town hall because it's not much different. Maybe if I get really inspired, I'll put letters inside the blocks that show what the thing is. Like an A for an armory, R for research center.
Right.
I don't know. That'd be a lot of inspiration for me to have though. Yeah, I know what snowmobiles are. Make a snowmobile mod? I don't know, there's not much snow in Minecraft, but I get your point. But I think that's all for me tonight, guys. We did make good progress on the minimap thing. It's not quite there yet, but it makes me think it could be possible with enough effort. So I'll watch this one destroy and then we'll end the stream. Yeah. Maybe we could even put a little like arrow thing on here that tells you the direction the player's looking or something. I don't know. Come on, destroy. Goodbye. Go away. Get rid of you, sir, rebel. Come on, disappear. There it is, and the map didn't update. What? Or did it? I just didn't notice it. No, I did. It did. Because there was another building there. Okay, that's it for me. Bye, everybody.